Hey, you look stressed. Is everything okay? How's life treating you? Yeah, I get it. You know what though? You are strong. Nothing good comes easily, so keep fighting your battles. But at the same time, you do need to let your stress out once in a while. By being weird! Like those sea lions. You've probably seen those videos already. I love them so much, especially the stupid head popping. It's honestly kind of scary how the algorithm works. I liked one video of a dumb sea lion and suddenly my entire feed turned into goofy sea lion reels. Not that I'm complaining, every time I see one I watch it all the way to the end. And after watching way too many of those, I started thinking, how funny would it be if Gomamon did that? You remember Gomamon, right? He was my starter in Digimon Story Time Stranger. Overpowered slabs, marching fishes, man, I remember. I'll be honest, I don't even know which animal Gomamon is supposed to be. Seal? Sea lion? But he clearly has those traits, so I decided that's close enough. And that's how this video started. This is basically my little journey of making a short animation from a dumb idea that wouldn't leave my head to a finished result that actually worked. The first problem was simple. I didn't have a model. I also didn't want to waste time searching for a base in the sculpting stage, so I decided to remake the game model instead. That felt like the fastest solution, even though it caused a few problems later. The main reason I went this route was the mouth. I really wanted to recreate that mouth shape and make him feel properly goofy. The game uses flat 2D textures for the eyes, but that wouldn't work for what I had in mind. So I rebuilt the topology on top of the game model mesh, giving myself full control over deformation. Clean loop flow around the mouth, neck, body and limbs. Once those loops are defined, everything becomes much easier to connect later. With this topology, I can actually push the mesh the way I want. I also noticed something interesting. The game model's default pose was already posed. Usually when I make characters for myself, I don't like having polygons deformed before rigging. There are probably pipeline reasons for why they did it this way, but we don't really know. Since this was just for personal use, I straightened his limbs for better deformation during rigging. I left the hair untouched though. I just didn't want to delay the video just for better hair physics or barely noticeable movement. The low poly hair from the game works more than fine. That was basically it for the model. Reusing the game textures wasn't ideal, so I made my own. Quick UV unwrap, packed UV islands into a square and moved on. It's a bit tedious, but it's like solving a puzzle. And sometimes that's actually fun. After that, I brought it into Substance Painter. Painted very simple texture and sent it back to Blender for rigging. Sometimes I really envy 2D animators. They can just draw what's in their head and immediately start animating. Anyway, rigging. For the body, I slapped on my good old AutoRig Pro setup. I'm genuinely grateful for that add-on every single day. It saves an absurd amount of time. The face though? That's manual. And you probably already know this about me. I'm pretty lazy when it comes to long technical setups. I just wanted to rig the face as fast as possible so I could finally start animating. To keep things squishy and flexible, I used bendy bones. Not a crazy complex system, just a simplified chain. I placed the deformation chains on the face, converted them to bendy bones and tied the BBS and BBE together using twig bones. That way I can control everything easily without fighting the rig. By the way, I did try to study Blender's new character facial rig. I heard it was built using a curved ribbon method, which sounded really interesting. But yeah, that thing is complicated. Really complicated. You think you understand it at first, but the deeper you dig, the more confusing it gets. That's something I'll need to properly study later. I mainly wanted to see how they rigged the eyes, lips and cheeks so I could maybe apply it to Gomamon. But it was way too complex for this project, so I stuck on my own methods for now. Here's a small trick I often use for faster, decent looking results. You know when you're weight painting and the deformation just never looks right? I struggle with that too. There's a quick fix for an already okay deformation: the corrective smooth modifier. It only works inside Blender, and it basically smooths out weird topology during deformation. But you have to be careful. While it can look really good, you lose some control over your rig. Here's side by side of what happens when you overuse it. If you apply it lightly on top of good weight painting, it improves things a lot. If you use it to fix bad weights, yeah, don't do that. At this point, I finally had something usable. Good deformation, rig works, which means there was no excuse left. Let's animate. Before animating, I looked up references to understand seal and C-line movements. Look! Oh, right, animation. I had a few ideas at first. I knew I wanted to show normal Gomamon at first, then the C-line behavior, and the punchline at the end. It had to be short, simple, and loop nicely. So this was the first idea. Gomamon tries to record himself doing the C-line thing to get internet famous. He records, watches it back, gets disappointed, deletes it, and tries again. The second idea was Terriermon forces Gomamon to do the trend. Terriermon records, complains it's not good enough, and makes him repeat it. Both ideas almost worked. The first one would be hard to show visually, too much close-up phone POVs. The second one meant animating Terriermon too, and I didn't want cuts in the final animation. So I simplified everything. One character, one scene. I thought about having Gomamon walk into the scene, look around to see if anyone's watching, then do the C-line thing. But that felt like unnecessary work. Then I remembered the trend. When you've been normal for too long. That's when it clicked. The animation starts with Gomamon already in frame, in his iconic pose. Like he has any other pose. Just bored, tired of life. This is where I hit another rig problem. I couldn't sell that bored expression properly because this purple area was just texture. So I turned it into an eyebrow. I traced its shape with vertices, added topology, gave it the same material color, removed it from the texture, and rigged it separately. Now I can actually push expressions properly. Yeah, that sells board way better. Then I ask myself, why would he randomly do the C-line thing by himself? And how do we even know he's being normal? That's when I thought, office job. Office work is boring, normal, and pretty sad? That works perfectly. One tie is enough to sell the entire idea. So the final concept is this. Gomamon sits there bored, realizes he has free will, like that guy from Pixar's Soul, looks at his tie like, am I really gonna let this control my life? Throw it away, embraces his inner sea lion, then suddenly realizes how cringe that decision was, and goes right back to being normal. The sea lion movement itself is already funny, so I didn't want to overcomplicate it. I basically synced the animation to reference footage and focus on timing and posing. And yes, I absolutely added the double chin when he gets embarrassed. That's a very important detail. Anyway, here's the final result. Making a small animation like this takes a lot of time, but it's genuinely fun. I mainly wanted to share a bit of what goes on behind the scenes. If you learned something or got something useful out of this, I'm happy. And if you want to make me extra happy, leave a comment. I've also been thinking about changing my outfit. I'm kind of tired of this bland, boring look I've had since the beginning. Maybe I'll talk about that in the next video. Alright, I gotta go. You, sir or ma'am, have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.